will stand trial. That was the decision handed down today in a Sequoyah County courtroom for Stacy Lee Drake. He's charged with killing 4 people, 1 in Alabama, 1 in El Reno, Oklahoma, and 2 in Sequoyah County. Now, the decision comes after just 2 days of testimony, and over the last 2 days, we've heard from dozens on the witness stand before the judge made his decision that Stacy Lee Drake will stand trial. Thank you for joining us at 9. I'm Joshua Pineda. Now, we were in the courtroom today when the decision was handed down. During the hearing, we heard testimonies about what was found on Drake when he was caught by authorities last summer in Morrilton. And also on the stand today, the Sequoyah County investigator who responded to the double homicide in Gans. Fox 24's Gabriella Phelan breaks down today's hearing.
After 2 full days of witness testimony, we now know that Stacy Lee Drake will be held to stand trial in Sequoyah County. I was in the courtroom for both days of the preliminary hearing as the state of Oklahoma continued to present evidence in their case intended to prove that Drake was behind those murders. I took over 15 pages of notes and have some groundbreaking information from those testimonies to share. One of the first testimonies we heard yesterday was from a man named Chandler Stroman. He told the courtroom how he befriended Drake at an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting in El Reno, where Drake received a purple 7-month sober chip from the group. He described Drake as a homeless man who disguised himself under the alias name Chase. During that time, Drake also became friends with a man named Philip Emerson who let him shower and clean up at his El Reno home. But just a few weeks later, Emerson was found dead and Drake stopped showing up to those meetings. We learned today that that same purple chip given to Drake was later found at a campsite in Oklahoma where police believe he was staying. Also found there a business card for the El Reno AA group and 45 caliber bullet casings, the same type used in the murders of both Philip Emerson and Taylor Sharp. Another key witness was Arkansas State Police Special Agent Kristen Dumont. She was called to the stand where she was questioned for over an hour. We learned that she was on scene the day that Drake was found in Morrilton, Arkansas, and it was in those woods where officers uncovered evidence that broke the courtroom into tears. One exhibit showed a Cherokee Nation identification card belonging to Tara Underwood, as well as an Arkansas driver's license. Also found was a CDL license belonging to Taylor Sharp. Drake's fedora-style hat was also found at the site, as well as Walmart receipts and a Motel 6 key card, where he was shown to be, according to security footage. One of the most shocking testimonies was from a man named Stephen Jenkins, an investigator with the Sequoyah County Sheriff's Office. Jenkins told the court that he was responsible for transporting Drake back to jail after waiving his right to extradition. Jenkins said he advised Drake of his Miranda rights and did not ask him any further questions until he arrived at the jail for booking. Once he read over his charges, including those 3 murders, Jenkins asked if he understood, to which he allegedly responded, quote, "There was only 2 people in the place." A deep dive into a tablet found at one of Drake's campsites also revealed searches for YouTube videos called 100 Greatest One-Liners Before the Kill and 100 Greatest One-Liners After the Kill. After the judge's ruling, family of the victims were seen hugging and embracing one another. The trial date is currently set for July 7th at 1:30, but that is subject to change. We'll keep you updated on air and online as we learn more. In Sallisaw, Gabriella Phelan, Fox 24 News.
Well, the memory of Tara Barnett Underwood, one of the 2 people killed by Drake during her shift at LaFerry's Propane in Gans, is still alive in the ones who knew her the best. We spoke with her sister Tia just days after Tara's murder, who is holding on to the memories she made with her. Now, Tia was driving when she received the call from Tara's husband, Robert. You can watch her story right now over on our website, fox24news.tv.